What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon, and I am still waiting for my Seder. Okay, we have a lot to talk about today. Over the past few weeks, I have read The Dark Unwinding, This World We Live In, and The Bone Shaker. Now, this video is mostly going to be dedicated to This World We Live In because I just have a lot of things to say about that book, but we are going to try and work in a little bit of Dark Unwinding, a little bit of Bone Shaker, and I have an announcement. I'm going to be introducing a new feature to my blog, mostly my YouTube channel because it's audio, but it is called Rantings of a Fangirl, where basically I just rant about whatever book I just finished or whatever book I am currently reading. Now, I do realize they do sound a little ranty, a little rambly, but hey, that's why it's called Rantings of a Fangirl, because sometimes you just have to vocalize your feelings. So the first one I have for you guys is about The Bone Shaker, because I literally finished it on the drive home from school, and I just got out my microphone and just started talking while I was in the car. So it does have a little bit of strange noises in the background. I think you can even hear a cop car at one point. But hey, it's still a lot of fun, and I think it would be enjoyable to hear, my ramblings. But hey, maybe that's just me. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to some reviewing. Okay, so since I know I'm going to be getting super heated with This World We Live In, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about The Dark Unwinding by Sharon Cameron. So I really liked this book. A lot of people really didn't, though, and I think it's because people go into it thinking that it is a steampunk book, but it's not. The Dark Unwinding's genre is gothic romance, and I feel like that throws a lot of people off, and a lot of people don't like gothic romances, but it's kind of one of my guilty pleasures. I just think it's really interesting. I like that time period, and it was really cool. It almost had a kind of like haunted ghost story kind of vibe. There weren't any ghosts, but you kind of felt like there was. They were in that creepy house, and I don't know. It was just very interesting. I didn't really like the main character too much. She was a little bratty, but honestly, she was kind of real. Like, she was very realistic, like, because she wasn't, virtuous or had any great qualities. She was just, like a regular girl. She just wanted her inheritance, and she was going to do whatever it takes to get it. What she thought she was going to have to do to get it was to admit her uncle to a asylum because her aunt thinks he's crazy and her aunt wants her money. So she was going to go in there, send him to an asylum, and then change the numbers on the books so that she could get some money before her aunt got all of it. But when she gets there, she discovers that her uncle is out of his mind, but he's not a bad person, and she comes to really care for him and everyone there, and there's a romance between her and one of the people that works there, and it was just very adorable, and I highly recommend it. I do know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. There's not really like any action or anything. It's just kind of the story, which sometimes can be boring, but I think it was done really well, so worked for me. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, I would definitely check it out, but if you think it's a steampunk book, you will not like it, so do not read it if you think it's going to be a steampunk book. Okay, so we've arrived at the main event. So I read This World We Live In by Susan Beth Pfeffer because I really liked the first book in the series, which was Life as We Knew It. And, that book was absolutely spectacular and amazing and genius and just gave me all these emotions, and I just absolutely loved it. And so I was like, well, that one was great. I'm going to read The Dead and the Gone. Well, The Dead and the Gone wasn't as good, but it was still pretty good, and it still had, like, a lot of good things in it, like a lot of thought-provoking ideas, and I was like, oh, okay, well, then, the next book has Miranda in it again, so I'll probably like it better because, I didn't really like Alex. I thought that might be my problem with The Dead and the Gone, but no. This World We Live In was not good at all. I'm kind of caught up between feeling like it was absolutely genius or just absolutely garbage. And it's mainly because of the romance. I have one word to describe the romance, and that is contrived. This romance made absolutely no sense. I mean, I know that Miranda may never see or meet another boy her own age, ever again, because that's the world she lives in now. But Alex is not the boy that she needed to be. He is not anything at all what she needs, and he honestly doesn't deserve her. I have a lot of problems with Alex, and, Miranda's kind of a feisty, independent kind of girl, and I just don't think in regular circumstances they would ever be together, and especially not as fast as this happened. And now I keep telling myself that, well, they're kind of at the end of the world, so things kind of have to happen fast, like her brother just randomly coming home with a bride. But honestly, it just was so unbelievable. And I would read through it, or while I was listening to it, I'd listen through it, and I'm just like, why is any of this happening? Like, what's going on right now? And, it really bothered me. And then we'd get to regular parts where, it was just about like them living in this new situation of, the moon being closer and all that stuff. And I liked it, but I realized that there's really not much else to say about, how they need to live and like what they're doing to survive, because the first book kind of already addressed all of it. And so I was kind of, listening to it and feeling like this book has gone on longer than it needed to. And honestly, it really should have just been a standalone book. I think Life as We Knew It should have just been it. Dead and the Gone was a good book in that it showed the events from another perspective, and I think that was fine. But to continue on Miranda's story, it didn't do any good things. It just made me really angry, and I just did not like it at all. I did, however, really like the end. This is going to be a major spoiler. I don't normally give away major spoilers, but I really want to talk about this. I am actually really happy that Miranda killed Alex's sister. Not in the way that, like, ha ha ha, she killed her, but just that, Julie was paralyzed. She was never going to move again, and Miranda did the kindest thing, and that was to kill her. And I think it really showed like maturity and growth from Miranda, because when Syl kills the cat, and everyone was mad because Syl killed the cat, but, Miranda, while she was angry with that, when she saw with Julie and like what she was going to be going through, I think, she just really matured and she kind of understood what she needed to do. And I think that was great. And I am very happy at the end that she said that she wasn't going to be writing in her journal anymore, because she just was going to be living a lie and just couldn't live with herself. And it just showed so much growth for her. And I think that was really amazing. But other than that, the book was just very disappointing, and it just made me really angry, and I just, all over and over, I just wanted to, like, shout at the book and just be like, what are you doing? Stop it, stop it, stop it. So, I feel like I might want to read the last book in the series, which is The Shade of the Moon, because it's about Miranda's little brother, John, so it might be good, but after seeing what happened with this one, I just don't think I could take it, and my library doesn't have the audiobook form anyway, so this is probably going to be the end of that series for me. Okay, everybody take a deep breath. My rant is over. Okay, so to kind of finish up, all I'm going to say about The Bone Shaker is that it's not the best. It's not bad, but it wasn't good. I really don't have a lot of things to say about it because it didn't really leave that great of an impression on me. If you want to hear about it, I would definitely check out my rantings of a fangirl on it, because I do kind of go into detail with it. I don't give away any spoilers, so I would definitely check it out if you're interested in The Bone Shaker. I'm not going to say the name of the author because I'm going to butcher it. But go ahead, check that out if you want to. That is pretty much it for me today. I am very excited because I am finally off the hold list. I can read Scarlet, which, as you may know, is the second book in the Lunar Chronicles. I loved Cinder, which was so surprising to me because I hate Cinderella. Like that story is so done. I was so sick of it. I'm like, I can't believe I'm gonna read this book. And then I absolutely loved it. So I'm very excited for Scarlet because I love Red Riding Hood and I just can't wait to start it. It's gonna be great, I hope. If it's not great, nobody tell me. Don't burst my bubble. So I will definitely try and post some stuff for that when I finish it. So I'll see you guys next time.